Instead of being 40% more, it's 40% less. We're looking at a gorgeous piece of artwork that moves, that has a spinning piece to it. There is so much detail to each and every one of these pieces, under $40, 2 easy payments of $19.92. It's H209-324 is your item number. This is one of those pieces that was so crazy popular the other night.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite collections. I'll tell you. You know, when I got the idea for this, you know, I spent quite a bit of time just making sure that the mechanism itself works. You know, so there's a little bit of engineering involved here as well as artwork. You know, it's like art meets science. You know.
Yeah.
But each one of these things sort of tell its own little story, you know. You've got the Santa that you're moving there, you know, it's got the town scene, and that scene is all the way around, as you can see. So it has that, and then the rotation of Santa and the sleigh. He goes all the way around, you know, around the village. It's a very colorful piece, and you know, once again, it shows you can see the faceting on there concerning the construction of the piece that gives you the indication of the actual knife cuts in creating the piece, and that creates a little bit of visual texture that I really like on these pieces. That's one thing about folk art. You can have that sort of thing. It's not finished. It's not polished. It's more hand. You know, the handmade element of it, I think, is more prevalent in these pieces.
Look at that. Here's a snowman. He's got the woodland creatures around him. He's got bunnies and a deer and a bear and a raccoon. And then he also has or is that a fox? And then he's got his little birds up on his, a cardinal and a bluebird. There is a raccoon. I thought I saw it in there. Look at how sweet that guy is. This is the snowman. Of course, we were seeing the Santa, and then also the nativity scene up here with that beautiful angel with a halo on top, and the scene on the bottom. What's the scene on the bottom, Jim?
Well, the nativity itself is a little bit different than the rest of the pieces in that it can be viewed as a full nativity. It's got the entire story that goes around it, which are the shepherds, the sheep, the wise men, as you can see, and then the Holy Family that is within this, this kind of a rustic creche with the angel on top, and with the star and everything. So it as a compact piece, if you want, let's say, a nativity for maybe an apartment or for your kid's dorm room or your child's room or something like this.
Yeah, I think this one, the snowman, would be so sweet in a kid's room.
Yep.
I just, because all the little woodland creatures there.
It's nice to decorate with too. You know, my wife Jan, she's a force of nature when it comes to decorating things. And during the season, if it's in the house and it doesn't move, it gets decorated.
Oh,
so
that means you have to move pretty quickly, Jim, right? Or you'll get decorated. Well, we want to say hello to Melody from our audience. We got to meet her. Hi, Melody.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, we're so good. We're so glad you're going to tell us a little bit about your collection. What is your favorite Jim Shore collection, Melody?
My favorite collection is Princess and the Frog. We love Jim's work and we love Disney, so it was a win-win for us.
Oh, that's awesome. And what did you describe when you see Jim's art like this, what does it make you feel?
The detail is amazing. The artwork, it just looks so nice on the shelf. We do have several Disney pieces, very well made. We just enjoy having them around out for others to enjoy as well.
That's awesome. Well, Melody, where are you from?
Horsham, Pennsylvania.
Awesome. So glad you came here today. Thank you for being a part of our audience.
It was great.
Good.
Thank you.
Thanks, Melody. Nice.
Melody brings up something that I discuss, periodically, and that is my relationship with Disney. They asked. I was fortunate enough to have them invite me to become a part of the co-branding, with them. Of course, that was a great honor and everything. And I was very interested in the prospects of doing all of the iconic pieces, Mickey, Minnie, Donald, and I've done them all the way back to Steamboat Willie. And but I was more interested actually in getting the opportunity to do everything else. You know, and that's a good example of it. You know, the princesses and the, you know, all the stories that Disney has brought, you know, to us in such an iconic way.
Yeah.
And so it's been a real pleasure to do pieces like the one that Melody had, and so many others.
Well, I was talking to the audience earlier today. I was telling him that I used to sing for Disney, and
that's what we have in common.
That's what we have in common.
Yeah, I didn't sing. I mean, my idea of singing is bringing a joyful noise.
But one of the things that is so impressive about that is because when you see what only very few artists Disney will even work with. I mean, it's very, very specific. And so that is a great honor, and it means it speaks to the testament of Jim's, you know, Jim, your amazing work and your craftsmanship and the attention to detail and the colors and how you bring life to each one of the pieces. So just really beautiful. H209324 is this beautiful piece. This is the spinning scene. The snowman is very popular. We have the Santa that has the belt that goes around with the Santa sleigh around the village, and then of course we have the Christmas angel with the spinning nativity scene around it. There's beauty at all turns. $39.84, 40% off the regular QVC price,
Great
and
price.
An exclusive just for our QVC viewers, and we're so glad. And we have someone else that's in the audience that we want to say hello to. Hi, Jennifer. How are you?
Hi.
Jennifer, where are you from?
From Brooklyn, New York City.
Okay, very good. We're so glad you're here. All right, so tell us who you have in your arms. Who did you bring with you?
Well, I bought this bunny. I thought it was 8 inches and it came 2 feet big. So my daughter cherishes it, Lily and Holly. So, and Jim signed it for me, so I'm extra happy now.
Oh my gosh, that's such an, where does it sit in your girls' room?
Actually, it's been sitting on top of a china cabinet since Easter, and I haven't put it away. It's kind of hard to put it away, but it'll eventually have to go away for Halloween, Jim Shore, Halloween stuff, and then Thanksgiving, Jim Shore, so.
How long have you been collecting with Jim?
Probably for over a decade.
My goodness. And is this one of your very favorite pieces, or you just really wanted it signed?
I really wanted it signed because it's really big, but my favorites is probably the Santas that he's been doing since 2013. I had him sign one for each of my daughters.
Oh, that's great. Thank you so much, Jennifer,
Thank you.
for chatting away with us. Thanks for coming today. It's nice. Oh gosh, I love that. Thank you all for coming here today. This is really fun. And Jim, you do, you know, even from the small, like we had an ornament just a second ago, to that big bunny that Jennifer had, to everything in between. There is never a lack of detail. There's never a lack of color and beauty that just comes from each piece.
Well, I'm very passionate about what I do with my artwork. You know, when I'm working in the studio, that is, you know, first and foremost is putting my all and, you know, part of me into every piece I do. And I never lose sight of the fact that these pieces are going to be owned by somebody just like the folks in the audience, you know, and it's them that I'm working for, you know.
Yeah.
And so so it was nice to come out and meet the boss.
Meet the boss, I love it. Aw, this is sweet. H209324, you have a choice of the snowman, the Santa, and the nativity scene, under $40, and 2 easy payments of $19.92. But if you use a QVC credit card, you can get 3 easy payments. H209324 is your item number. Okay, so it's our 30th. Oh, the globe. The snow globe is already popular, Jim.
I am so gratified to hear that.
It's new today. I remember growing up with the snow globe and how important the snow globe is and what tradition that honestly is. But this is a nativity snow globe that Jim has done with us, and it's the first. First one in a long time that you've done with us, and it's the only order of the year. So what that means is if it sells out before the season we really head into that holiday season, we're not getting it back in. So
you know,
I just want to kind of keep that in mind to you.
That's a good point, you know, because some of these pieces, you know, I work these pieces up and I know that there's going to be a limited run of them or a limited time period. And it's a piece like this is a special piece that can almost be considered sort of like an you know, the potential heirloom.
Absolutely.
Now, you know, when I was just a little boy, there was a a popular movie on television. It would come on every season, every Christmas season. It was the old movie of the story of Heidi.
Oh, yeah.
And in it, there's this one scene where the father brings as a gift a snow globe. And I wanted that snow globe so bad. And I have been just, enthralled with snow globes ever since. I've done them in many different ways, and some of them are whimsical, and some of them are serious, and some of them are big and small, and that sort of thing. But this absolutely is one of my favorite iterations of that particular, subject. The scene that's inside here is, I think,
So pretty.
well, it's a beautifully done.